This conference will now be recorded.
Uh, Once again, very good morning, all, and thanks for joining. Yesterday, we discussed a lot about SQL Server architecture. So what are the core components in SQL Server? What are the layers are available? And so protocol layer, database engine, and SQL OS. SQL OS will discuss again once again at the advanced level. Except SQL OS, we discussed protocol layer and SQL Server architecture. Again, it's a basic architecture. I noted went to in depth, so I will touch base all these concepts in the advanced performance tuning. Okay, now, now you understand a little bit about what is the flow of your data. So whenever you are performing select, we not yet discuss anything about when you are performing inserts or when you are performing update or when you are performing delete. So we just discussed when you are performing select statement, what is the data flow. Now, sir, before we go and start about uh, when you're performing insert or update or delete, what is happening internally, we just wanted to know how data is storing in SQL Server. Okay, so that is what very important. Once we are comfortable this how the data is storing in SQL Server, then we can discuss all the concepts which this is the agenda. Okay, all these concepts are very important. Okay, throughout your entire your DBA career, this all points are very important, sir. What is the page architectures? What is extents, dirty pages, clean pages, write ahead login, checkpoint, lazy writer, eager writer, asset properties. So these are the major important concept which we are going to discuss internally. Most probably, how much possible today will complete. Rest everything we'll discuss tomorrow, and we will complete the base concept, sir. So this is very important concept. If you understand this concept, you can understand easily how the data movement is happening internally. Okay, so this is again core internals. When you are attending Microsoft interviews, so especially they will focus on only on these questions. Okay, checkpoint, lazy writer, asset properties, dirty pages, pages extends. All are interview questions only, sir. Whatever we displayed here, everything is interview point of view only, and very important concept. Okay, so when you just start about storage point, so yesterday we discussed about database engine, protocol layer. We not yet touched the SQL OS, sir. Okay, S- can I proceed with the storage architecture? Yes, no, online paper.
Yes, please.
Yes, yeah, thank you, sir. At
Yes.
least one S. Okay, now, sir. Sir, let me, sir. So, whenever once you install SQL Server, okay, let me go for something very interesting, sir. Sir, once you install SQL Server, okay, once you install SQL Server, so what is the next agenda, sir? You need to create the database. So, we need to create the database. So, database contains the data, sir, actually. So whenever you install, once you complete the SQL Server installation, we must and should create the databases. Either you or developers or application team, they will create the database and they will start loading the data. When you go for Oracle, when you go for MySQL, when you go for PostgreSQL, anywhere, sir, any database management system, you need to create the databases. Once you create the database, then we can start loading. Not you, sir, applications team will start loading the data into that database. So database is the our primary, sir. Once you install the SQL Server, we need to create the databases. Okay, so once you create the database, then you can load the data, sir. So see, once you create the database, okay, sir, we'll discuss, sir, how to install SQL Server, how to create the databases, everything. Just today we are discussing only theoretical part. Okay, once you create the database, so we have the tables, we have the views, we have the When you expand the programmabilities, you have the stored procedure, functions, triggers, types, rules, lot many components, sir. So once you create the database, the major component is table, sir. So technically you should call it as objects. Once you create a database, we'll create the objects. What are the objects, sir? Table is object, view is object, stored procedure is object, okay, function is object, trigger is object. So we'll create the objects. But out of all this, what is the base? Table. So table is a parent, sir. Okay. Once you create the table, we can create the views, we can create the indexes, we can create the stored procedures, we can create the functions, we can create the triggers, we can create the cursors, we can create the materialized views, blah blah blah. Not you, developers. So table is the base. So once you create the database, then developers or application team or testers, they will start creating the objects. That object can be view or table or index or a store procedure or functions or something else, sir, within that database. Got you, everyone? So database contains data, sir. Once you install the SQL Server, we will create the database. Database is nothing but collection of data which is arranged in the proper format, proper format. So database is nothing but collection of data which is arranged in the proper format where you can retrieve and modify easily. Means you are segregating, sir. So for example, this database belong to so and so data, this databases belong to so and so data, this databases belong to so and so data. So you can create almost 32,000 databases in one SQL instance. But that many database we never create, sir. Okay, in real world. So you will create maximum. Uh, I saw that almost 150 to 200 databases in one instance. Okay, so mostly 5 databases, 10 databases, 15 databases, 20 databases. Most of the applications you will see, sir. Okay, more than 1,000, no. I never get a chance to look into more than 1,000 databases in one instance because the load, sir, load, heavy load when you create more database in one instance. Okay, so database, what is database, sir? Database is nothing but collection of data which is arranged in the proper format, so where we can modify or retrieve the data very easily and very quickly. Got it? Yes, no, sir?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Once you create the database, physically physically two files will be created, sir. Once you create a database, physically two files will be created. Once you create a database, physically two files will be created. What are the files, sir? One is .mdf, .mdf, .ldf, or one more file, sir, .ndf. First, forget about this one. Let me discuss about these two files, sir. Once you create a database, physically two files will be created, sir. One is .mdf, one is .ldf. One is, who is that? Okay. So one is .mdf, one is .ldf. So physically two files will be created, sir. You can go and verify over C drive, program files, SQL Server, okay, SQL Server, data. See, sir, primary data file, log data file, primary data file, log data file. So MDF stands for primary data file, or you can call it as a master data file, sir. You can call it as a master data file, or you can call it as a primary data file, sir. Any name as you wish. Okay. So MDF stands for master data file, or you can call it as a primary data file, which stores all your data. Where your data is residing, sir? On MDF. On MDF only your data is storing, sir. Okay, on MDF, Dheeraj, you can connect via mobile. If you're facing any issue, okay, you can disconnect and connect over mobile. Okay, so once you create a database in the backend, two files will be created by default. What are the two files, are? One is .mdf, one is .ldf. MDF stands for primary data file or master data file, where your actual data is storing. Which file your data is storing, sir? .mdf file. Okay, first point, sir. Then what is, sir? Uh, in case uh, in case your database size is very huge, sir, your database size is 1 TB, 2 TB, 5 TB, 10 TB, 15 terabytes of data. You can't keep 15 terabytes data in single file, right? Yes or no? That is not a best practice, and that will impact like anything, sir, performance. Okay, we never encourage to keep more data in single file. That is also not best practice, right, sir? So to improve the performance, okay, to improve the performance, we will create the NDF files, secondary data files. NDF stands for secondary data file. It will also contains the actual data. Getting my point? You can create n number of NDF files. You can create n number of NDF files which will stores actual data. It is secondary, sir. Secondary, because my database size is very huge. Okay, if I am storing everything in single file, definitely the performance will impact. To improve the performance of my database, where I am going to create the additional NDF files, and I am telling to application team to store the data in this file as well. Got it? Yes? No?
Yes, sir.
Questions, sir? Any questions? So once you create a database, you will get two files. One is MDF file, one is LDF file. If you want, you can create additional NDF file, secondary data files, sir. Secondary data file which will also contains the data. But what about LDF? Okay, so now I am going to just discuss about um, just 5 minutes, sir. Okay, but in advanced level, in advanced level, uh, I will take a separate session for log files, sir. Okay, it's not easy. It's contains more information to troubleshoot the log files, sir. Okay, so I will take a separate session. Almost it will take 2 to 2.5 hours to discuss on the only on LDF files, sir. Data file, nothing, sir. It won't gets more inputs, okay, because it contains the data apart from nothing else. But log file is very interesting concept, sir, in entire our SQL server. Okay, and it's very important interview question as well. It's very important interview question, sir. LDF. So as of now, sir, LDF stands for log data file. So log data file which contains all change related information. So whatever the changes you are performing, right, sir, you are trying to insert the data, you are trying to update the data, you are trying to modify the data. Okay, so whatever the changes you are performing, all the changes will be logged in the LDF file before it go to the MDF file. Getting my point? So if I explain in Telugu, మీరు ఏవైతే చేంజెస్ చేస్తున్నారో సార్, అవి ఎండిఎఫ్ ఫైల్ కి పోయే ముందే ఎల్డిఎఫ్ ఫైల్ కి వెళ్తాయి సార్. ఎల్డిఎఫ్ ఫైల్ కి మూవ్ అవ్వకుండా మీ డేటా ఎండిఎఫ్ ఫైల్లో it never writes. Okay, so whatever the changes you are performing, those changes first it will go to the LDF file. Why? Okay, there is a concept called wall, write ahead logging. We'll discuss that tomorrow. Okay, wall. To satisfy wall, what Microsoft is doing, right? Every changes whatever you are performing, first it will move to the LDF file. Later it will move to the MDF file. How it will move? What is the mechanism to moving the data? All you will get tomorrow, sir. Okay, I will explain you all the concept how it will data will move whenever you are performing insert or update or delete. Hope you understand, sir. Once you create a database, two files will be created. If you want, you can create additional LDF files, sir, if you want. Okay. So MDF and NDF will store actual data. LDF will store only change related information, sir. Yeah. That's it, sir. Uh, Related to your database. Questions? Prabhu, Praveen, Sampath, Tirupati, Venkatesh.
Yeah, okay.
LDF will not contain any data, right? Any pages also, right?
Sorry.
LDF will not contain any data or any pages, right?
LDF is something different, sir. A little bit. LDF will contain the records, the transaction information. I will explain you, sir. No worries. As of now, just remember that what LDF will contains. LDF will contains the change related information. For example, uh, let me mute, sir. Okay, sir. For example, if you are performing insert, sir, insert. If you are performing, forget about the update. So, for example, sir, you are performing insert. You are inserting almost 5 billion records. 5 billion records. Okay. So what LDF will store, right? LDF will store these insert information, not data. Your data is not storing in LDF files, sir. LDF will contains this insert information. Means whenever you are taking backup of your LDF, it will be only 2 MB, 1 MB, okay, so 10 KB. The size will be very small, sir. But when it is restoring, the size will grow like anything, because I am not guaranteed that what kind of transactions are available in that LDF file, sir, because it is just storing that insert. When you are restoring this file, it will try to insert the data. Getting my point,
Yeah.
Venkatesh?
So like
Others, sir, no need to worry. We will discuss again later. Okay, this concept, no need to worry.
So insert
Venkatesh, what is that?
information means hello. Insert
Command,
information means who is
command.
inserting and what is the command like that, right?
Yes, yes,
Okay. So the actual data will go to MDF.
yes, sir. It just
That file.
contains the information. That's it.
Okay.
There is a concept called hardened, sir. Okay, uh, I will show you. When we are discussing always on again, I would touch base this concept. No need to worry who is first time who are saying. Okay, sir, whenever you are performing inserts, okay, so first it will go to the buffer, okay, and it is sending to the secondary replica. Forget about, sir. See, parallelly it is hardened into the log file. Whatever you are performing insert, this insert information will be passed into the log file. That is concept we'll call it as a hardened, to satisfy wall concept, sir. So every changes whatever you perform in SQL Server, those changes information need to be logged in the log file, because again, sir, it's very again core internals. We yet to cover couple of concepts. Again, I will repeat this concept, sir, because uh, if suddenly something happens, sir, your system got crashed, suddenly something happened to memory or your system got crashed. Assume, sir, your data is in the buffer, not yet moved to the MDF file. There may be data loss, right, sir? Yes or no? If your data is not moved to the MDF file, that is still available in the buffer, and your system got crashed, maybe data loss, right? Yes? No? Definitely, sir, there will be data loss, because your data is not moved to MDF file, still in buffer only. Once your data is moved to MDF file only, you can able to see, you can able to read, you can do whatever, sir. But data is still not yet moved to the MDF file, still it is in buffer. So that is a major concept, sir, why Microsoft came up with this concept. Okay, if you are moving MDF or not, forget about that one. Let's, when you are performing anything, parallelly harden into the log file to protect my data. To protect your data, it is parallelly writing into the log file. Whatever the changes you are performing, it can be update, it can be delete, it can be insert, it will harden into the log file parallelly, sir. Okay, again, this all concept will discuss in the advanced level, sir. No worries, no thanks. Okay, it's very difficult to understand as right away. Hope you understand.
Yes, yes.
Okay, so there are lot many things are yet to discuss. Okay, I am just discussing basic theoretical part. Okay, don't think that we have lot yet to discuss. Okay, so whenever you perform any changes, sorry. Okay, whenever you perform any changes, all the changes will be logged into the LDF file. Actual data will move to the MDF file or NDF file. So once you create a database, by default, two files will be created. Once you create a database, by default, two files will be created. Okay. Uh, what is the two files are? One is MDF file, one is LDF file. MDF file stands for primary data file. LDF stands for log data file. MDF contains actual data. LDF contains change related information. Sir. Questions?
Yeah, I have a question.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Yeah. Uh, when uh, when LDF data sync with the MDF file.
Sir, LDF is like a kind of backup, sir. Backup. Okay.
Okay.
What Microsoft is thinking, right? You need to protect the data in multiple directions, sir. Because on sudden base, if something happened to your operating system, gone. Because every operation is performing on the buffer, not in directly in MDF file, sir. You are not supposed to do anything direct on MDF file. You need to do everything in the buffer. On sudden base, if something goes wrong, then gone. So for that reason, what Microsoft is doing, whatever you perform, let's harden the same time in LDF file. Let's harden. Okay, LDF file. So then you will get when it is moving data to the MDF file, sir. That's what tomorrow we are going to discuss, Harish. So we wanted to
Okay.
discuss lazy writer, checkpoint, clean page, dirty page, eager writer. All these concepts are still pending, sir. Very important, very interesting point. Once you understand these four, you are so comfortable in the internal concepts, sir.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. To protect, sir, that's it. To protect what Microsoft doing, Microsoft is making a copy in the LDF file. Okay, lot much yet to discuss about LDF set. What is log file architecture? Uh, what internally log file is doing? How to troubleshoot log file? Okay, because at least in a day you may receive 3 to 4 or 4 to 5 tickets related to log file full alerts. At least you will receive minimum 4 tickets in a day. So how important the log file is? We need to discuss a lot. Okay. No worries on that part. Now, sir, this is about your database, sir. When you go for storage architecture, how your data is storing, sir? In the once we create a database, we'll create two files. One is MDF, one is LDF. In the MDF, your data is storing. Okay, fine, Subbu. In the MDF, how your data is storing, sir? In which form your data is storing? In okay, you are telling that okay, two files are created. Okay, agree, Subbu. Agree. Primary data file is getting, log file is getting. Okay. Okay. In primary data file, how my data is storing? How SQL is storing data? In the form of pages. In the form of pages, sir. Your data is storing in the form of pages. Like for example, if you open Word document, sir. If you open Word document, okay. Example, sir. If you open Word document. Oh, okay. No worries, sir. This is related to the target principal name is incorrect and cannot generate SSP context error. Very important. Very tricky troubleshooting, sir. The people who are already working, they're having good knowledge. Okay, how the SPNs will register all this stuff. We'll discuss later, sir. Scroll down. Yeah, now, sir. So this is your, for example, this is your page, sir. Page. Okay, assume this is your page, sir. MS Office is also Microsoft product only. SQL is also Microsoft product. How Microsoft make a page means, okay, this is your page, sir. When you double click on here, there is a concept called header, there is a concept called footer, and there is a concept called body. Yes or no? Yes.
Yes, sir.
Like same, your page is also same, sir. Your page contains header, your page contains footer, and your page contains body. Body, sir. So your data is storing in the form of pages like one, okay, Ashok, 5,000, okay, where it is going, okay, two, okay, Prabhu, okay, 10,000. This is how your data is storing in the page. Okay, so in SQL Server, your data is storing in the form of pages. Very simple answer, sir. In SQL Server, how data is storing? Your data is storing in the form of pages. Each page size is 8 KB, sir. Each page size is 8 KB. Your page size will be 8 kilobytes. 8 KB. Can you increase the page size? No. You can't increase the page size, sir. Can you decrease the page size? No. It is a fixed value. It is a fixed value, sir. So how your data is storing in SQL Server? In the form of pages. Each page size is 8 kilobytes. So it contains header, it contains footer, it contains actual data rows. Data rows. That is a page architecture, sir. What is your page architecture? If someone is asking, okay, if someone is asking about your page architecture, our answer should be, okay, so internally SQL Server is going to store all data in the form of pages. Each page size is 8 KB. Okay, and coming to page architecture, it contains page header, page footer, and actual rows. Actual data rows, sir. You can call it as a data rows. Data rows. Page header contains 96 bytes. Page footer contains 2 bytes, 2 bytes, and remaining is data rows, sir. Almost 8192 bytes will be your data rows. So this is how your page architecture, sir. You should remember, sir, again, everyone, how data is storing in SQL Server in the form of pages. Each page size is 8 KB. Each page size is 8 KB. It contains header session, footer session, and data rows. Header size is 96 bytes, which will stores, sir, header will store what is page ID, how many, sir, very important is, you are telling that rows, okay, I can agree, but SQL will store in the form of slots. Slot. SQL will store in the form of slots. Slot is nothing but how many rows, sir. Sir, when we are discussing coming session, sir, I will open the page and I will show you what data is available in the page, how to read the page, all we will discuss, sir. When we are discussing index concepts, I will show you. Okay, or if possible tomorrow also, tomorrow I can show you, sir, how to open the page. If time being, I will show you today itself. Okay, for simple example, otherwise I will discuss tomorrow. So page header contains how much free space, how much data is filled, which object data, how many slots are available. All this information will be stored in the page header. Getting my point, sir? What information will be available in the page header? Current page ID, next page ID, previous page ID, object ID, how much free space, how much is allocated, okay, how many slots are available. Slots is nothing but how many records are available. That information will be residing in the page header. Okay? Not okay, sir? Online people, are you there?
Okay, fine.
Okay. If I go to one second, sir. What are the databases? Yeah, database is available. One second, sir. I'm just comparing the database name. Okay, not this demo. Okay, this is the demo, sir. I will show you, sir, how the page looks like internally. Okay. Okay, so forget about these comments. I will explain you all these comments in the coming sessions. Okay. Okay, sir, if you wanted to see how many pages are available in this database, in this table, okay, so 0 means it is a heap table, sir. That's what. First time who are listening, no worries. We'll discuss in the coming session all these concepts. Who are already having experience, for them I'm showing, sir. 0 means heap table. 1 means index table, sir. Okay, being it is a heap table, I'm passing 0, sir. Okay, let me go and run. Yeah, so these many pages are available in this in this table, sir. For this table, almost 1301 pages are available, and this is your page ID, sir. 1456, 1457, 1458. These are all your page IDs. Okay, you can copy any page ID. Okay, and you can pass the parameter here, sir. Okay, you can pass the parameter here and you can run, sir. If you wanted to see the data in the page, you need to enable the trace on 360, for otherwise no output, sir. See, when I run only this command, no, you can't see any data. So if you wanted to see the data within the page, then you need to enable this trace file 3604. Okay, when you go and run this command, yeah, now you can see the data. See, sir, what data is available in the page. See, every page, this is your page ID, sir. This is your file ID, page ID. Okay, every page will contains the buffer information. This is your buffer information. I told you, right? Page header. Just now we discussed, right, sir? Yes or no? Yes, no. Online people.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yes. Page header will contains previous page, next page, free space, free space, how much data is available, and very important is slot. Slot. Slot, sir. How many records are available in that page? Only one record, sir. In that page, only one record is available. Almost in that page, 7 KB is almost consumed. 1 KB is free, sir. 1 KB is free. Okay, when you just scroll down, down, this is nothing but buffer information, sir. Forget to put this one. Down, slow, scroll down. Yeah, see, sir. Okay, slot 0, column 1. Column 0 contains one value. Column 2 contains 177 value. Column uh, uh, 2 contains big data. Big data, it contains almost 7,000 characters. Almost 7,000 characters. And column 3 contains AAA. Sir, how I can? So, for example, if you wanted to read, sir, select star from, what is the table name, sir? What is the table name? This is my table name, sir. Okay, this is my table name. Okay, so where uh, column 1 equal to what is column 1 data, sir? Column 1 data is nothing but 177. Copy this one, equal to 177. Now you can go and run, sir. Are you able to see? Yes or no? Yes? Online people?
Yes, sir.
So you can read this, sir. You can read the page, but mostly we never read the pages, sir. Okay. So and one more thing I wanted to add. All these comments are undocumented comments. There is no proper Microsoft documents, sir. These are undocumented comments, but it won't make any harm. But you should not supposed to run these commands, sir, in real world until unless there is need. Because as a DBA, we don't want all these commands, sir, because we don't want to see what data is storing in the database. Let them, sir. In case if you need only, you can run, sir. It won't make any harm, but these commands are undocumented commands. Again, I'm repeating, these documents are undocumented commands. Okay. Uh, Try to avoid as much as to run these commands in real world, sir, until unless there is a need. Okay. Until unless there is a need only, you should supposed to run these commands. Otherwise, we never run these commands, sir. Okay. What I mean to say is, your data is storing in the form of pages. Okay. Page header, page footer, data rows. Page header size is 96 bytes, page footer size is 2 bytes, and remaining 8192 bytes is your data, sir. Your data. Okay. Page header contains what is previous page, next page, how much free space is available, how much is allocated, which object data. I'm sorry, sir, I just forget to show you. Which object data. Which object data. Okay. Object is nothing but table, sir. Which table data it is storing. Okay, which table data is storing. So everything will be stored in the header. In the data rows, it will store your data. In the footer, sir, you can't see footer. Okay, nowhere you can see the footer, sir. Your footer is nothing but whenever you are trying to insert or update or something, right? Your data is entering from the footer. So technically, you should call it as a row offset. Footer, you will call it as a row offset, sir. Row offset information is stored at the end of the page after the data rows section. So once below, sir, below footer, sir. Okay. So whenever you are trying to insert or update the data, whenever it is trying to load into the page, it will load from the row offset, from the footer only, sir. And it contains the ID. It contains the ID. Apart from nothing, sir. Okay. The size is footer size is 2 bytes, sir. 2 bytes. Questions? Now you can shoot your questions, sir. Come on, sir. Silence doesn't make any sense, sir. Okay, clear, not clear. I'm just going step by step, sir, so that you will understand very easily. Once you create a database, we will start inserting or updating or deleting or so right. So where it is storing, sir, in the form of pages. Each page size is 8 KB. It contains page header, row offset, and page footer. A header will contains information related to the page. Footer will contains row offset information like data passing, sir, and data rows contains actual data. That is about the page, sir. Ravi, Praveen, Prabhu, Gautam, Ashok. Questions? No? Yes?
Could you please explain again the footer column?
Oh, footer. So footer means nothing, sir. So whenever you are trying to insert or update, right, sir, it will try to insert from the footer, sir. It will move that object information from the footer, and it will start writing the data in the row offset, sir, data rows, and that ID information will be stored in the footer, sir. That technically you should call it as a row offset.
Row, you mean row ID?
Yes, yes, sir. Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. I hope everyone is clear, right, sir? 1 second, sir. Okay? Not okay? Yeah. Okay. Now, next concept, sir. So once we are comfortable with the page, there is one more concept, sir. That is nothing but extend. Extend, sir. Okay. Don't get confused again. Okay. So extends is one more concept, sir. Everyone must and should know, and very important interview question. Okay. Extent is nothing but collection of 8 continuous consecutive pages, sir, data pages. Again, I'm repeating. Extent is nothing but collection of 8 physical data pages. Continuous 8 pages, we'll call it as a one extent, sir. 8 pages. Continuous 8 data pages, we'll call it as a one extent. One extent, sir. The extent size will be 64 kilobytes because each page size is 8 KB, right, sir? Sir, each page size is 8 KB. 8 into 8, 64 kilobytes, sir. Okay. Sir, again, don't get confused. Your data is storing in the pages only, but your allocation, your allocations will be from the extents. Extents, sir. Extents is the one of the top layer. Okay. One of the you will understand, sir. We yet to discuss lot much. Okay. So extents, then pages, sir. Okay. So extents is the one of the topmost layer. In that extents, what contains are pages only again pages only, sir. So extents will store, extents contains 8 pages. 8 pages. So 8 continuous data pages will call it as a one extent. Each extent size is 64 kilobytes. Each extent size is 64 kilobytes. Okay. So we in SQL Server we have two types of extents. One is uniform extents, one is mixed extents. One is uniform extents, one is mixed extents. So what is uniform extents? What is mixed extent means? If that 8 pages contains single object data, then we'll call it as a uniform extent. Okay. If that 8 pages contains different object data, then we'll call it as a mixed extent. Mixed extent, sir. So a extent is nothing but 8 continuous physical data pages. We'll call it as a extent, and the extent size is 64 kilobytes. We have two types of extents in SQL Server. One is mixed extents, one is uniform extent. Okay. So uniform extent is nothing but if 8 pages contains single object data, we'll call it as a uniform extent. If 8 pages contains multiple objects data, then we'll call it as a mixed extents. Yep. Clear? Not clear?
Clear, sir.
Okay. If everyone is clear, good, sir. Very important interview question. Again, repeating. Pages is very important. Architecture is very important. Extent is very important, sir. Very important. Okay. Definitely they will ask you what is extent, how many types are available. Your answer should be 8 continuous physical pages, data pages, will call it as a one extent, and each extent size is 64 kilobytes. We have two types of extents, uniform and mixed extent. Okay. Uniform extent means if 8 pages contain single object data, we'll call it as a uniform extent. If 8 pages contains different object data, then we'll call it as a mixed extent. Okay. Now, so in SQL Server, we have different types of pages, sir. In SQL Server, we have different types of pages. Okay, database, GAM page, SGAM, PFS, DCM, BCM, IAM, boot page, text page, image page. Almost we have 10 pages, sir. Almost we have 10 types of pages are available in SQL Server. Almost we have 10 types of pages are available in SQL Server. Out of this, the main page is database, sir, where your data is storing. Okay, database contains actual data. Forget about remaining pages, sir. Where your data is storing in the form of page, right? That page is nothing but data page. That page is nothing but database, sir. So how many pages are available in SQL Server? We have 10 pages are available. Okay, database, GAM page, SGAM, PFS, DCM, BCM, IAM. Okay, and text page, image page, boot page. Total 10 pages are available in entire SQL Server. Okay, so where your data is storing, sir? In the database. Don't forget that one, sir. Make a blind thing. Where your data is storing in SQL Server in the form of pages. That page is nothing but data page. Actually, your data is storing in the database only. Forget about that one. Clear, sir, everyone? Yes? No? Yes, sir? Are you there, everyone?
Yeah, yes, sir.
Okay. Now, sir. Okay. Now, let's start with the GAM page. So don't get confused again. I can repeat a number of times. Okay. If you can understand, if you're not understanding, I will repeat a number of times, but don't get confused. Again, I told you, right? In next 2 to 3 sessions, still you will get lot of questions only. Please bear with me. You will get clear answers, sir. Sir, what is GAM? Don't see this theoretical, sir. Forget about this theoretical. Okay, it's very difficult. Again, I told you, right? In the someone who is trying to contact me over the phone or over the WhatsApp, I told many people SQL contains lot of theoretical. If you understand the theoretical, your practical will be awesome, sir. If you not understand theoretical, it's very difficult over the practical. If you go practical is very easy, sir, if you understand the theoretical. So that's the reason I'm just repeating everything. Theoretical is very important. Theoretical is very important. Okay. Now, sir, GAM page. What is GAM page, sir? What is GAM page? Anyone who already working, sir? What is GAM page? Nothing, sir. If even you were saying right or wrong, nothing, sir. Make some interactive over the session. I feel that you are understanding what I mean to say. Okay. So what is GAM page, sir? Global allocation map. GAM stands for global allocation map, sir. Okay. No worries, sir. Okay. One GAM page size is 4 GB. Again, I'm repeating, sir. One GAM page size is 4 GB, sir. It contains almost 64,000 extents information. Okay. One GAM page contains 64,000 extents information. Extents information. Okay. One GAM page size is 4 GB. Then you will definitely ask, what is the size of database? It's don't go for this one, sir. It's somewhat huge. Let me go for this database. What is the size of database? This database is also that much. What is the size of database, sir? 1 GB. Sir, you are telling one GAM page size is 4 GB, but my entire database is 1 GB only. Getting my point or not? My database size is 1 GB only, sir, and you are telling one GAM page size is 4 GB. How? Definitely you will get doubt, sir. Most of the people getting doubt this only, sir. My database size is 1 GB only. How you are telling that GAM page size is 4 GB? Hold on, sir. Sir, make a note. Sir, when you create a database, okay, when you create a database, directly the GAM page size is not 4 GB, sir. Okay, so when you start inserting the data, inserting the data, sir, mostly insert only, right, sir? Update doesn't make anything. Delete can make anything, sir, but update doesn't make anything, right? You are updating a record. Record is already available, sir. You are updating. Is it make anything, sir? No. But delete, insert can make something, sir, because deleting the record, inserting the record can vary, sir. Okay, sir, when you start inserting the data, your GAM pages keep on growing. Your GAM pages keep on growing. It will grow up to 4 GB. Once your GAM page reach to 4 GB, it will create one more GAM page. Means once this 64,000 extents information is filled, again it will create one more GAM page, and that will hold 64,000 extents information. Means, so for example, if you are trying to insert the data, sir, I am inserting 100 rows. Okay, these 100 rows wants two extents, sir. Okay, now once you start inserting, it will take from here, sir. Now if this insert hold two extents, now how many extents are free, sir? 63,998 extents are free, because two extents are consumed with this insert. Getting my point? Sir, if you're not understanding, again I will repeat. Okay, sir, directly it won't allocate 4 GB. Again, make a note, sir, it never allocate. It is incremental. When you start inserting the data, it will get the extents from the GAM page. Sir. Okay, when you start inserting the data, it will get the extents from the GAM page, and it will take the extent and it will start inserting the data into the text, into the pages. Once this extent is completely filled, again it will allocate one more GAM page. Again one more GAM page. Again one more GAM page. Again one more GAM page, sir. Getting? Not getting, sir. Your allocation, your extents allocation is performing from GAM page. Clear? Not clear?
This actual data 100 rows is going to data page, right?
Correct, sir. Yes, data pages only. Don't get
So
confused.
suppose yeah, these 100 rows will fit in one page. Then what is the need of GAM? GAM is like continuous 8-page extents, right? Extents information, right?
Yes, that we are going to discuss, sir. Next page will cover that part. So first let sir, in the GAM page, it allocate one extent, sir. When you are performing anything from the GAM page itself, it will take one extent and it will start loading the data. Till now, everyone clear, sir? Yes? No?
Yes.
మీరు ఒక ఇన్సర్ట్ చేసేటప్పుడు మీకు ఆ ఎక్స్టెంట్ ఎక్కడి నుంచి వస్తుంది, సార్? మీ గ్యామ్ పేజ్ నుంచి తీసుకొని ఆ ఎక్స్టెంట్ లోకి మీ డేటాని లోడ్ చేసుకుంటుంది, సార్. అంటే అవుట్ ఆఫ్ 64,000 లో 2 ఎక్స్టెంట్స్ ఈ టేబుల్ కి ఇన్సర్ట్ కి యూస్ చేసుకుంది, సార్. Now, how many are free? 63,998 extents are free. When you start inserting something else, and here you are inserting 1 lakh records, to fit 1 lakh records, it taken 10,000 extents. Out of the 63,000, now 53,998 extents are available, because 10,000 extents are allocated to this insert operation. Got it? Yes? No? Till now, if you understand, next concept I will explain you, sir. Now, you may get one doubt, sir. How SQL server knows how many extents are free, how many extents are allocated. That is what, right? First question, we'll get it, sir. How SQL Server knows how many extents are free in GAM page, how many extents are already allocated, sir. Okay, so every time when you performing, SQL Server is containing one ID, sir. Okay, see, GAM page records what extents has been allocated. Each GAM page covers 64,000 extents information, almost 4 GB, sir. Okay, one bit, the GAM page has bit values, sir. Bit values internally, sir. Again, bit values. If a bit is one, if a bit is one, the extent is free. If the bit is zero, the extent is allocated. Got it? If the bit is one, that extent is allocated, sir. Already some other object is using, someone is using, used, sir. If bit is one, that extent is free. If you are performing new inserts, new creation, new deletions, new inserts, new creation, it will take that free extent only, sir. First point clear, sir. From where your extents are allocating? From the GAM page. How SQL Server knows whether that extent is free or used? By the bit value. If the bit is 1, the extent is free. If the bit is 0, the extent is already allocated. Yes? No? Sir, information. Again, I mean to say information. All these are information, sir. Actually, your data is storing in the database. Don't get confused. Okay, don't get confused at all. Okay, most of the people is getting confused here, and sir, your data is storing in the database only, but your allocation, again I mean to say your allocation, okay, allocation is doing from the extents level, because extent is one of the topmost layer of your page. Now someone asked, I miss your name, sir, I'm so sorry. Okay, someone asked, right, if for example I'm inserting only one record, okay, and I'm having 8 pages, sir, 8 pages, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 pages. Out of 8 pages, 4 pages has been consumed, 4 pages are free. Sir, 4 pages I already load the data, some inserts or something, I loaded data, sir, but 4 pages are free, nothing is available. That information it is get to track from the SGAM. SGAM is tracking whatever the extents you already allocated, whether that extents having any free pages or not. That information is tracking by SGAM, sir. Now I hope you got it right, sir. Who is tracking, sir? SGAM. SGAM will track whether that extent is completely consumed with the data, or that extent contains some free space information. If that extent contains free space information, if you are performing insert operation, it will try to load the data from 5th page. If there is no space, it will get the extent from again from GAM page, it will try to load the data in the GAM page. Now everyone clear, sir? Yes? No? Allocation, GAM page, whether that extent is completely free, so it is a complete filled with the data, or it having some free space, that information it is tracking from SGAM. So SGAM size is also 4 GB. It contains 64,000 extents information. Don't see the data, sir. It is information. All these are informations only. Information. That is the hierarchy Microsoft is following, sir. Okay. I am not sure why he made such complex, very complex. I'm not sure. Anyhow, data is storing on the databases, right? He can directly store the data in the database. Again, why he came up with the concept with the extents. So your allocation will be done by the extensor via GAM page. SGAM will contain whether the extent is free or that extent is completely filled with the data. It is also making one bit value, sir. bit value. Again, informations are all these are informations. If the bit is 1, the extent is being used as a mixed extent and having free space. SQL think that this is a mixed extent and having some free pages. If that extent is 0, if the bit extent value is 0, the extent is used as a mixed extent, or it is the mixed extent and all the pages has been used. Either that extent is completely filled up with the data, there is no space. That is how it will consider, such SQL server will consider. Okay, the bit value is 0. Can I go and dig all these concepts or no need again? Just for information, sir. You never go and dig this much, sir. No need actually. From my point of view, no need, sir. No one, even I ask the people who are having double than my experience, no need, Subudh. Everyone told no need. Just information. This is all information, sir. How internally SQL is performing. If bit value is 1, means that is a mixed extent having some free spaces. Okay, if 0 means that extent is completely filled with the data, sir. Filled with the data. Questions?
కొంచెం కన్ఫ్యూజ్గా ఉందండి ఇప్పుడు. హలో,
Yes, sir.
ఇప్పుడు రికార్డు ఒక సింగిల్ పేజ్కి వెళ్తుంది అనుకోండి.
Yeah.
అప్పుడు గ్యామ్ లో ఏమి రికార్డ్ అయిందండి? ఏమి ఉండదు కదా. గ్యామ్ అనే కాన్సెప్ట్ ఎక్స్టెంట్ వచ్చినప్పుడే కదా.
No, sir. GAM, see, allocation, sir. From where your extent is allocating, sir? GAM page.
గ్యామ్, యా.
Allocation,
It
sir.
is a
Okay.
sir, it is a single page, then there is no concept extent, right?
No,
8
even
pages
it
only
is
extent will.
no. Even it is a single page also, your allocation done from the extents only, sir. Extents
Okay.
only. Okay. Sir, buffer again, sir. I don't want to go much dig right now. Sir, your buffer doesn't know whether this is extent, sir. Buffer knows only pages.
Yes.
Extents will comes in the point when you go to the MDF file only. MDF file. Again. Okay, I don't want to confuse, sir. Sir, whatever insert you are performing, that is 1 record or 2 records or 3 record, that is up to you, sir. But to insert this data, you need page. From where that page is getting, sir? Through extend. From where that extend is getting? Through GAM page.
Yeah. Okay.
Got it?
Yes.
Again, I'm repeating Telugu, sir. Okay, everyone. మీరు ఒక ఇన్సర్ట్ ఆపరేషన్ చేస్తున్నారండి. ఆ ఇన్సర్ట్ కి మీకు ఒక పేజ్ కావాలి. ఆ పేజ్ ఎక్కడ వస్తుంది? ఎక్స్టెండ్ ద్వారా వస్తుంది.
Extend.
ఆ ఎక్స్టెండ్ ఎక్కడ వస్తుంది? గ్యామ్ నుంచి వస్తుంది, సార్. దట్స్ ఇట్.
Okay. One more. What is the difference? Exact difference between GAM and SGAM?
Yeah, okay, sir. Allocation is doing from GAM page, sir. Allocation, your allocation. Okay. Once you start inserting the data, whether this GAM page contains any free space or not, that you are getting from SGAM, sir. సార్ అలోకేషన్ వచ్చేసి గ్యామ్ నుంచి జరుగుతుంది. ఈ పేజీలో మీకు స్పేస్ ఉందా లేదా అనేసి ఎక్కడ తెలుస్తుంది సార్? SGAM లో తెలుస్తుంది సార్. అలోకేషన్ ఫ్రీ స్పేస్.
That information you said right here, the GAM 1 bit అయితే extent free, 0 bit అయితే extent allocated అని.
No, used or allocated. No. Used or allocated. That's it, sir.
Yeah, అక్కడే గ్యామ్ లోనే తెలుస్తుంది కదండి. మళ్ళీ SGAM.
No, sir. This extent is used, but I don't know how many pages are completely with the data. How many pages are free in that extent? GAM doesn't know, sir. It doesn't maintain this data. GAM will just maintain this extent is allocated or not. GAM will maintain this extent is allocated or not. But SGAM will maintain whether this extent is completely filled with the data or this extent contains any free pages.
Okay. SGAM will know inside the extent which pages information also.
Yes. Okay. Allocation done by GAM, information whether that extent having some free page or not, that information will get from SGAM, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Clear? Others, sir? Just open your mouth. Okay, I'm just requesting from starting. Okay, all are very important concepts, sir. If you understand theoretical, no need to go and write all these concepts, sir. Just simply tell the flow to the interview, sir. That's it. I don't want by heart anything. That's the reason I'm just repeating, sir. I don't want by heart all these concepts. It's very difficult to remember all these concepts and bullshit concepts. We never go and start digging this much internally, sir. Something else is very important for us. Just remember the concepts. That's it. Okay. So GAM contains allocation information. SGAM will contains how much free space in that extends information. That's it. In a simple lay terms, sir. Clear? Not clear, sir? Yes? No? Tirupati, Gautam, Prabhu, Vishwan, Ashok, everyone? No? Yes? No? Yes?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Clear, sir? Okay. Sir, if you're not asking, I thought that you understand, sir. Okay. If not, again I will repeat, sir. No worries. Okay, because we have till lot of time. This is what I wanted to cover today. So my plan is something, sir. That plan will go as per, sir. Okay. In case if it is extending, no problem, sir. Will extend, but just bear for 7 to 8 sessions, sir. After that, I was completely free. Once I complete the patch 37, almost 7 sessions are pending. 7 to 8 or 10 sessions will complete by next weekend, sir. Okay, then I will completely stick for your batch only. Okay, so we'll discuss, make a friendly session, sir, again. Okay, now what is PFS space, sir? Okay, page free space. So every database contains the free space information, yes or no? Just now we verified, right, sir? Every page it is storing the PFS space along with your every page it contains is space free space information, sir. But even PFS space is also tracking the same information. How much free space is available on every data page? Every database, sir. See, a PFS page record all the allocation status of each page, whether an individual page having the page is allocated and the amount of free space information. Even PFS page is also tracking, but it is not like individual page, sir. It is tracking for all the data pages, how much data pages has been allocated and how much free space is available on every page. On every page, how much free space is available, that is keep on tracking by the PFS page. Sir, when you are trying to insert or delete or something, sir, in the backend within the span of some milliseconds, these are all activities are going to perform, sir, by SQL server, and it is trying to load the data. Okay, so PFS page will track all the data pages free space information pages. So don't get confused. SGAM will track extends free space information. PFS will track pages free space information. Is it fine now, sir? SGAM will track extends free space information. PFS will track page free space information. Okay, and it will make one calculation, sir. 1 to 50 percent is full, 51 to 80% full, and 81 to 90% is full, and 90 to 100% is full. So PFS page will track every database free space information. SGAM will track every exchange free space information. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Sir, I am not discussing DCM page now because this is very important, very important a page, sir. Okay. Whenever we are discussing backup, when we are discussing differential backup, I will explain about this page, sir. Again, I'm repeating. When we are discussing backup, when we are discussing differential backup, I will discuss about this page. As of now, just ignore, sir. No worries on about this page. Okay. Very important page. Very important page. Very important interview question as well. So definitely they may ask you, what is the difference between GAM and SGAM? Definitely, sir. Okay, because most of the people will confuse to explain these two concepts. GAM, allocation information. SGAM, extends free space information, sir. Just make these 2 points. That's it, sir. You can elaborate like anything whenever you get a chance. You don't want prepare all this concept and by heart, sir. Simple. GAM will contains extends information, allocation information. SGAM will contains extends free space information. That's it. Clear? So forget about DCM page, sir. I am not discussing anything about DCM page right away. I will discuss in the backup, in the differential backup session, sir. Okay? Okay, everyone?
Yes, yes.
Yes, sir. And BCM, sir, I am not discussing about BCM right away. I will discuss when we are discussing recovery model. Whenever we are discussing recovery model, when we are discussing bulk log recovery model, I will discuss about this bulk changed map. Very important point. Very important interview question and very important concept. Very important concepts are recovery models. Okay, recovery models is very important interview questions, and BCM page is very important point where you need to remember when we are discussing bulk log recovery model. Okay, I will discuss when we are discussing recovery models, sir. Forget about this page right now. This page is very important. So why I'm not discussing all this concept? When the actual concept, I will explain about this page. I will show you practically. Practically also I will show you, sir, because that is very important. You mustn't should know about this concept, sir. Okay. Now, IM page, sir. When we are discussing index concept, out of entire this SQL, index will plays a crucial role. Very crucial role, sir. Okay. You know about the indexes, right, sir? Everyone knows about index. When you buy the dictionary, when you buy the spectrum, when you buy something, sir, first page is the index page only, right, sir? Yes or no? At least for
Yes,
this, yes, sir.
yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes, sir.
yes, sir. If you don't have that index page, what will happen, sir? What will happen?
Difficult to yeah, difficult to search anything in the book.
Yes, difficult to read, difficult to get, difficult to get, sir. If I ask something, you need to search entire the textbook, right? Yes or no? Yes. So,
Yes, yes, sir.
like same, sir, like same in SQL also there is a concept called index. I will show you about IAM page practical in index concept, sir. These three pages are very important. One we will discuss in backup, one we will discuss in recovery model, one we will discuss in index. Okay, right now no need to worry, sir. Okay, not okay. Now, sir, uh, text page and image page, sir. We'll discuss about boot page, sir. Text page and image page, sir. Whenever you go to the bank and you will ask to open your bank account, they will ask you your passport photo, your ID proof, your address proof, right, sir? Yes or no? And they are going to store, right? Means your database is storing your images, your photos, okay, your some documents also. So whenever you are trying to store such kind of information, by default it will use text or image pages, sir. Okay, not okay. Whenever you wanted to store, okay, such kind of information internally, it will use text or image pages. There is a concept, sir, in SQL Server. There is a concept called file stream. There is a concept called file stream. In the file stream, mostly we never enable, sir. In case if application needs, we'll enable that file stream concept. That file stream, when we are enabling file stream, means it is storing, maybe that application team is storing the images or test document, something they are going to store in the database, sir. Okay, to improve the performance of such kind of operation, okay, we'll enable the file stream actually. But what is the text and image base, sir? If you wanted to store the images, if you wanted to store the documents in our databases, so internally it will use the text and image page. Like LOBs, sir, LOB, large objects or binaries, large object binaries. If you wanted to store the large object binaries, internally it is using the text and image pages. Okay? Not okay?
Yes, fine.
Yes. Now, finally, we are going to discuss about the boot page, sir. Okay? Very important point, very important, not concept, sir, very important point. Again, I will touch base this concept when we are discussing CheckDB, sir. When we are discussing corruptions. When we are discussing corruptions, when we are discussing CheckDB concept, again, I will touch base this concept. Very important page. Very important page, sir. Sir, boot page, only one boot page will be available, sir. That boot page is also available only in the MDF file. Only in the MDF file, sir. MDF file. So boot page contains metadata related to your database. Metadata, sir. Metadata related to your database. Sorry, your database. Enter your database. Okay, metadata means information, sir. Information. What is your database name? What is your database ID? Where it is located? Whatever operations you are performing, not like inserts or updates, sir. External operations like checkdb, checkpoint, lazy writer, all that metadata information will be stored on the boot page, and only one boot page is available for entire your database, and that boot page contains metadata information related to your database. Means what is that metadata? Means you are not updating anything, sir. You are not updating anything. SQL Server will update the information into the boot page. What information, Subbu? What is your last checkpoint triggered? What is your last lazy writer triggered? What is your last DBC check DB run? That information will be stored in the boot page. That information will be stored in the valuable information is storing in the boot page, sir. No one knows this concept actually. Okay, only one boot pages will be available in entire your database that contains all the metadata related to your database, and it is the ninth page, sir. When you go to the sequence, it is the ninth page, sir. Questions?
So for all user databases and system databases, every database contains all these pages, right?
Yeah, yes, sir. Yes,
Master, model, MSDB, TempDB, user databases, every database.
yes, yes, sir. This is the
Okay.
structure
So okay.
internally.
So when we create the database, it will create MDF master data file, LDF log data file. So uh, MDF MDF contains all these pages, or LDF contain all these pages?
MDF, sir. MDF.
Okay. Okay.
Clear? Not clear? Getting? Tomorrow will be very interesting session, sir. Today it's a little bit complex. Okay, first time we are listening. I can agree with you, sir. Okay, but I can't skip this concept, sir. One line word అంటే ఒక్క లైన్ లో నేను ఆన్సర్ చేయలేను, because this is very interesting concept. You should understand the logic behind this one, sir. I hope the people who are already experienced, they got the logics now.
It's important in interview purpose.
Yeah. Yes, sir. That's it, sir. Today I wanted to discuss. And tomorrow, very, very important sessions, okay? Very, very important concepts. All are very important concepts. Clean page, dirty page, checkpoint, lazy writer. If possible, I will cover asset properties, sir. Time being, if time is there, I will cover asset properties. I don't want clumsy now, sir. Let it go for tomorrow only. Okay, I will draw the image and I will show the flow of how data is moving, mechanism. Yep. Questions before we stop, sir? Okay, let me stop the recording.